Good morning, Lemon Limes. Welcome to another fantastic Friday. Now, you probably can tell my hair is kind of silly, and maybe you've noticed over the past few Fridays that I like to do something kind of silly and fun with my hair. So this is pigtails with Mr. Carnahan's hair. I couldn't do this on my own. I think Mrs. Carnahan did a good job with what she had to work with, but here are the pigtails for this week. Feel free to leave a comment and tell me what you think I should do with my hair next time. But for now, let's talk about Friday. Now, first graders, you have a math test today and your spelling test. Second graders, you have a spelling test. And all of us could be doing that memory test as well. That's been kind of optional during this closure time. I definitely want you guys to be learning those memory verses though. Parents, please remember that during these tests, we want that to be as genuine a learning and assessment as possible. So it's more assessing what's been learned than helping them learn through that assessment. Although it can be both ways, the most important thing, just don't give them the answers. You can give them guiding questions, clues, and help, but don't give the answers, okay? That's really helpful for us taking tests. Now, today, I want to tell you about the Mr. Carnahan challenge for today. It's the last day of space, and before I forget, I want to show you my cool astronaut socks that I didn't show you the other day. See? I have astronauts on my socks. It's kind of hard to tell with my big ankles. But today, as we end our space unit, I want you, for your Mr. Carnahan bonus points challenge, to write a paragraph about a planet you would like to visit and why. Now, how long is a paragraph? Well, for today, first graders have to write at least 3 sentences, and second graders have to write at least 5 sentences. But you'll probably figure out while you're writing about it and really explaining why you want to go to that planet and what would you even do there, that process will possibly take you beyond 3 or 5 or maybe even beyond 7 sentences, which would be wonderful. But before I let you go into working on that, I want to remind you what is a complete sentence. We talk about a lot when we're together in class, but we haven't talked about it in a little while. So the 5 parts of a complete sentence are to start with a capital letter, have your subject, which is who or what the sentence is about, have your predicate, which is telling us the verb part of the sentence, in which we learn what the subject is or what the subject does. Your sentence needs to make sense when we're done reading it. And finally, finish with an end mark, which is your period, your question mark, or your exclamation point. I want to show you my example. Now, here's one problem about Mr. Carnahan's example. This planet isn't real that we know of, but Star Trekkers will recognize the name. So this is my paragraph about the planet Vulcan. I want to go to Vulcan because it is mysterious. Astronomers and mathematicians in the 19th century thought Vulcan was a planet between Mercury and the Sun, proved that Vulcan wasn't necessary because of his theory of relativity. Planet Vulcan real? Now, as you finish that, you'll see that there's 1, 2, 3, there's 4 end marks. There's this capital letter here. So this paragraph needs some fixing. And let me use my teacher pen to highlight some parts. Now, here's one option. As we start off, it could be that I'm missing an end mark right here, or that I need to drop that capital letter, and maybe if I'm a second grader, I need 1 more sentence, because this is only 4. This is not a capital letter. Every sentence should start with a capital letter. Now, as I go through this, mathematicians in the 19th century thought Vulcan was a planet between Mercury and the Sun. Proved that Vulcan wasn't. Wait a minute. Who proved that Vulcan wasn't necessary because of his theory of relativity? So this is an incomplete sentence. Needs a subject. Planet Vulcan real? Well, that doesn't make sense. It needs a verb. So that's another incomplete sentence and needs a verb, which is part of the predicate. So as you can see, Mr. Carnahan made some mistakes. Here is how we could make it all better. Here we go. I want to go to Vulcan, period. It is mysterious! Exclamation point. Notice I cut off the word because. It's not a great way to start a sentence. I could just say, it is mysterious. Ooh, now there's a capital A for astronomers. Astronomers and mathematicians in the 19th century thought Vulcan was a planet between Mercury and the Sun. Here's my end mark. It's a little small to see there, so maybe I should make that bigger next time. Einstein, he's the guy. Einstein proved that Vulcan wasn't necessary because of his theory of relativity. Is planet Vulcan real? So this would be one way to write your paragraph. Now, you can write it with pen and paper, take a picture of it, and send it to me. Or if once you're done writing it, you want to type it on the computer and email me or Class Dojo message me that typed up paragraph, either way works for me. Hope you have fun with this. And if it takes you into the weekend, that's fine. Remember, you can go back and complete old Mr. Carnahan challenges anytime you want. Now, before I let you guys go, I do want to remind you that even though we're physically distant from each other, we don't have to be socially distant from each other. And so I have on my phone reminders that are telling me when I should be calling people or getting hold of them. One of them sounds like this. That's my reminder that I should be calling my grandparents. Use your technology to phone call or even video call the people you love and miss, because they probably love and miss you too and would love to see you. For now, have a wonderful weekend. If you want to drop a comment to this post so I can have some more ideas of what to do with my hair, that would be awesome. Otherwise, I'll just try and be like David Beckham next week. For now, I love you guys and I miss you, but I can't wait to see you on Monday in Zoom. Have a wonderful weekend. Bye for now.